Hi everyone, welcome to class. My name's Claire and today I'm taking you through a 1 hour chair yoga practice. So for today's class we'll need some blocks just to prop up the feet. You want to try and get the legs at a right angle if possible. So if your chair's a bit lower than mine and your feet reach the floor comfortably, you may not need them. But if your chair's a bit higher, then just prop them up until you can get your feet flat and the legs are at a comfortable right angle. You'll also need a long strap today. And if you don't have a strap, you can just use a piece of rope or some stretchy pants or whatever you can find around the house. And we'll also need a bolster. And you can use a couple of pillows piled up on top of each other instead of that. That works perfectly well too. So today I thought we would focus a little bit more on breath work. And you're probably starting to understand that breath work is a vital part of the yoga practice. It's really the key to effectively unlocking the tension that we hold in our body. Just to give you a little bit of an idea, and I'm not sure if the statistics have changed since I last read, but the last I did this little bit of research, it was about 70% of adults in the Western world are not breathing properly anymore. And the reason is our stressful, fast-paced lives, basically. If you look at babies, you'll notice that their belly rises and falls a lot more. And that means that their diaphragm is moving more dynamically and they're naturally breathing a lot more deeply. But as we get older and we go to school and then we experience the stresses of school and then work life and when we're stressed, we breathe a lot more shallow. We lose that belly breathing and we breathe into our chest a lot more. And if we do that enough, which most of us in the Western world do, it becomes our everyday way of breathing, which, even when we're not in stressful situations, it's just become habit now. And it's really important to retrain ourselves to breathe deeply again. So that's why we do a lot of belly breathing, just to try and retrain ourselves to breathe that way again. The conscious breathing through the entire practice and the techniques that we do, they're vital for bringing us back to that place of balance and back to our natural way of breathing. So today, I'm going to teach you one of my favourite little breathwork techniques. It's called Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breath. And this breathwork technique is designed to balance out the energy channels in our body. Certainly when you open your eyes, you feel a lot more clarity and you feel a bit more energized and centered. And they say, and there's been a little bit of research done into this as well, that it helps to balance out the function in the hemispheres of the brain as well. So a very balancing, soothing kind of breath that we'll explore today. But first, let's just tune in. So find a comfortable seat. You can sort of sway from side to side, just making sure that you're feeling both of your sit bones underneath you. And then come to sit with a straight spine, draw up to the crown of the head. Draw the shoulders back and down slightly. Just check that the underside of the chin is in a horizontal line to the floor, and then move the chin back slightly so the back of the neck moves into alignment with the rest of the spine. And we'll start to leave behind any outside thoughts. So forgetting about what we need to do later in the week or what happened earlier in the day. And just start to draw your attention inwards. Start to deepen your sense of internal awareness. And we'll start to scan through the body, pausing at any part that feels like it's holding on to any sort of tension or gripping. And as you focus in, just imagine that you're smoothing it out. Using whatever visualization suits you. I like to just visualize the tension melting away with each exhale. Keep scanning through the body, keep deepening your sense of internal awareness. Keep smoothing out the areas of tension. From the crown of your head all the way down to your toes. And then once you've done a full scan of the body and your body's feeling a lot more settled, we'll start to deepen our breath. So the inhales and the exhales are matching in length. Straight away dropping into a much deeper breath and start to exaggerate the rise and fall of the belly. So as we inhale, the belly expands. And as we exhale, the belly falls. 5 rounds like this. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, belly falls. Do 3 more rounds like this. And then let's see if we can bring that ripple of movement up into the chest. So you can bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your chest if you like. As we inhale, feel the belly rise like a balloon. Second part of the inhale, the chest expands. Exhale, chest falls. And stomach falls. Inhale, belly rises. Chest expands. Exhale, chest falls and stomach falls. So we'll do 5 more breaths, just focusing on this rippling motion moving up and down the torso. Inhale, belly expands, chest expands, clavicle bones lift. Exhale, chest falls, stomach falls. You might feel as though you can start to move towards a deeper breath. Keep that motion rippling up and down through the torso for a few more rounds. Finishing off this last round. And then when you're ready, we'll open our eyes. So now to move into alternate nostril breathing, our balancing breath. So take your right hand, or if you're left-handed, you can mirror this and use your left hand. And we bring our middle and our index finger in between the eyebrows. So I'm using my right hand because I'm right-handed. My middle and index finger are pressing between my eyebrows, and my right thumb is resting at my right nostril. My ring finger is resting at my left nostril. So that's the position of my hands. So I start by blocking the right nostril with my right thumb. And I inhale through the left nostril. At the top of the inhale, I bring my ring finger in to block the left nostril, release the thumb to exhale through the right. And then I inhale back in through the right nostril. Bring the thumb in to block and release the ring finger to exhale through the left nostril. Inhale back in through the left nostril. Bring the ring finger in to block. Release the thumb to exhale through the right. Inhale back in through the right nostril. Bring the thumb in to block. Release the ring finger to exhale through the left. So just opening your eyes for a moment. So you see how this becomes a continual cycle. You can sort of think of the pattern like a rainbow shape or an upside down U. Whichever nostril you're exhaling from, you inhale back in through that same nostril and then you swap sides. Exhale through the opposite nostril, inhale through that same nostril, and then you swap sides. So it's this continual cycle. So let's try that again. If you're right-handed, bring the right hand to your face, middle and index finger rest between the eyebrows, and just mirror that for your left side if you're left-handed. The right thumb rests on the right nostril, ring finger on the left nostril. And we start by blocking the right nostril, so we inhale through the left. Bring the ring finger into block, release the thumb to exhale through the right nostril. Then we inhale back in through the right nostril. Bring the thumb into block and exhale through the left. Inhale back in through the left nostril. Block and out through the right. Inhale through the right. Block and out through the left. Inhale through the left. Block and out through the right. So keep going. You might find that you can start to create a little bit more depth and length in both the inhales and the exhales, but just make sure that you're still matching them in length. And let's do about 10 more rounds. Remember, whichever nostril you're exhaling from, you inhale back through that same nostril and then you swap over to exhale through the opposite side and back in through that same nostril. Just picture that rainbow shape or that upside down U. And the middle finger and the index finger stay planted between the eyebrows, and then you're just using the ring finger and the thumb to block and unblock. Inhale through the left and out through the right. Inhale through the right and out through the left. Inhale through the left and out through the right. We'll keep going for about 5 more rounds. Finishing off your last round. And then when you're ready, just bring both of the hands to rest back on the legs. And we'll just bring our awareness to the airflow through our nostrils and just notice if the airways are feeling a little bit more clear or balanced. And we'll connect back in with that belly breathing where we're finding a little more depth in our breath again, and we're just letting the belly rise and fall. And this is the breath that we'll bring through our movement practice. When you're ready, just blink the eyes open and just look at the floor for a moment and just see if there's any shift in perspective, or if there's a sense of a little more clarity or balance. Just notice any changes. And then when you're ready, we'll grab onto our strap or our stretchy pants, and we'll just hook it around the underneath arch of the foot. So get a tight grip with the hand, just walk the hands down the strap as far as what feels comfortable for you. And then as we inhale, we're just going to lengthen that leg out, peel the toes back towards the head, and just draw the elbows back. See if you can get a little bit more height through that foot. Even if the foot's down there, that's completely fine. But if you can walk the hands a little bit close to the foot and start to draw the elbows back and draw it a little bit higher. Stay for 2 more breaths. One more breath. And bending through the knee, we'll place the foot on the floor. Keep the strap where it is, and we'll just start to lift the heel, come up onto the balls of the foot. So even if it's just a little lift, that's completely fine. And hold for 2 breaths. And making sure that the strap's at the underneath arch of the foot again. Drop the heel down to the floor, and we go again. Inhale, draw the elbows back. Open the chest forward, lift that leg. Again, if you're down here, that's completely fine. And we'll stay for 2 more breaths. Just peel the toes back towards the torso and spread the toes wide. So hopefully we'll be feeling a little bit of an opening through the backs of the legs. You might feel it more in the calf muscles or the hamstrings. Breathing in and exhale, placing the foot on the floor. Lifting the heel up, coming up onto the ball of the foot. Hold for 2 breaths. And making sure the strap's in the arch of the foot again. Let's go one more time. Inhale. 2 more breaths. Just finding a height that's comfortable for you. And then we're just drawing the elbows back. Keeping the spine straight. 1 more breath. And exhale, place that foot on the floor. Inhale, rise up onto the ball of the foot. Breathing in. And exhale, releasing that foot to the floor, and we bring the strap over to the other side. So just nuzzling that into the arch of the foot, grabbing onto the strap, and we go inhale, lengthen. So you'll know whether you need to walk the hands down the strap a little bit more. If you can get the leg a little higher, then the hands can be closer to the foot. If the foot is pointing down to the floor, you'll need to bring the hands away from the foot a little bit. But either way, find that correct position for the hands, and then start to draw the elbows back. See if you can get just a little more height from there, and find a position where you're feeling a gentle opening through the calf muscle and the hamstring. Breathing in, and exhale, placing the foot on the floor. Inhale, rise up onto the ball of the foot. Hold for 2 breaths. Feeling into that activation through the calf muscle, through the shin and ankle. Dropping the heel down to the floor, finding the arch of the foot, and we go inhale. Two more breaths. Deep inhale and exhale, placing the foot on the floor. Inhale, rising up onto the ball of the foot. Breathing in, exhale, dropping the heel down, making sure the strap's in that arch again, finding that tight grip on the strap, and then extend that leg long, peel the toes back towards the head. Keep the spine straight, keep this sense that the shoulders are drawing back and the chest is opening forward. Whatever height that leg is, we're still drawing the elbows back and the chest is lifting and the spine is in beautiful straight alignment. Deep inhale, exhale, place the foot, rise up onto the ball of the foot. Breathing in, exhale, placing the heel down one last time. Inhale, extend, draw the elbows back, lift through the heart. And one last deep inhale. Exhale, dropping the foot down. Inhale, rise up onto the ball of the foot and get rid of the strap. And then drop the foot down to the floor. So now we'll grab onto our pillows and we'll just pop them over our legs and we'll just do a little flow sequence from here. So inhale, arms scoop wide, reach them back as far as they can go so you're exploring a full range of motion in the shoulder joints. See if you can press your palms together and then we'll bring the hands down through the center. As the arms come down, we're using this as leverage to get more length through the spine. So the crown of the head leads your spine up as the arms come down. Arms scoop out to the side. And then as the hands come through the center, this is like leverage to lengthen through the spine. The pulling down of the hands means that the spine can lift a little further. 2 more rounds. So each time we do this, the spine is continuing to lift and lengthen. And this time we hinge forward at the hips. We bring our forearms down to the pillows, flip the fingers forward, and we start to drape ourselves over our pillows or bolster, maybe letting the arms hang down towards the floor, or we can keep our hands here or just fold them on top of each other. You can drop the head all the way down or keep the head lifted. Just find a height that feels good for you. Even if you're just hinging a little bit from the hips and you're just draping forward here, that's completely fine. So from here, we'll close our eyes and find that deep sense of internal awareness again, and we'll reconnect with that breath. Deep, even breaths, matching inhales and exhales. Forward folding always helps to encourage a sense of introspection. Use it as an opportunity to scan through and really take in what's going on internally. Stay for one more breath. And slowly, slowly coming up. And we go again, flow with the arms. Arms scoop out to the side. Reach as far back as what feels comfortable for you. So we're exploring our full range of motion in the joints. And as the hands come down like an elevator through our center, we're using this as leverage to lift through our spine. So each time the spine grows taller. We'll just do this 3 more times. Inhale, arms scoop up. And exhale, the arms come down and the spine continues to lift and lengthen. And this next time, as the arms come down, we're also hinging from the hips. We bring our forearms down to our pile of pillows, flip the fingertips forward. Maybe you can even swivel the fingers to face downwards if your range will allow. Feel into that hinging from the hips. If you like, you can drape yourself forward. So just find a version that feels good for you. You might even like to stack the hands on top of each other. Use this time to connect in with the breath. Find that deep sense of internal awareness. Use those natural introverting qualities of forward folding, to really tune inwards and take in the details. Keep breathing deeply. And then rolling up through the spine. Let's get rid of our bolster. And we'll do a little bit more work through our legs and our hips. So as we inhale, our leg scoots forward. We're rotating our knee inwards and trying to circle our leg out to the side. It might actually be easier if you open the legs out a little bit for this. So just see how you go. So you could come to the corner of your chair and just open the knees a little bit. So inhale, right leg extends, the knee draws in and the heel opens out to the side. And then we circle the heel inwards and out. So we're just trying to make big heel circles with our heel. And we're internally and externally rotating. So as we bring our heel out to the right, the knee rolls in and the toes roll inwards, the tops of our thighs move inwards. That's internal rotation as we bring our heel out to the right. And then as we inhale, the heel scoops inwards, but our rotation in our hip joints move the other way, and our knee and our thighs move outwards to allow for that circle. That's external rotation as we bring the heel inwards. So flip the toes in, flip the knees in, internally rotate as you bring the heel out to the right. And then the knees flip out to the side. We externally rotate as we bring the heel inwards. One more circle. Place the foot on the floor. We'll close our eyes for a moment just to feel into the sensations. And then we go on the other side. So inhale, leg extends. Knee draws inwards, toe draws inwards. We internally rotate as we bring our heel out to the side. And we're just making those circles, as big or as small as what feels comfortable for you. But we're also internally, externally rotating. So as the heel draws around to the left, the knee and the toe draws inwards slightly. And then we flip the other way. The knee and thigh draws outwards, the toe draws outwards as the heel comes inwards. So that internal, external rotation allows us to make circles with our heel. And we're rolling the head of the femur around in that hip socket, so we're creating more mobility in our hips. And also strengthening a little bit as well. Keep breathing deeply. Okay, so dropping the foot down to the floor. We're now going to bring the legs a little bit wider. So we want to come into our full external rotation. You might need to bring the blocks and kick them out a little bit wider on the floor. And we're opening the knees as much as our body will allow. So for most of us, we'll sit on the corner of our chair and the knees will open, the legs will open out to more of a right angle. Some of us can open out even more. So like a plie in dance. But just find a position where you can hold it comfortably for a while. Just this sense that the hips are opening up nicely. We sink down through the sit bones, open the knees out to the side. And then we're going to bring our arms out to that same line. So they're lining up with the legs. If we're open a little bit more, they'll come out to that angle. Reach the fingertips forward. And we hold here for 5 deep breaths. Spine is beautifully straight. We're drawing up to the crown of the head. Shoulders peel back and down. Feel as though you're trying to make more space between the ears and the shoulders. Breathing in. Exhale, release the arms down to the legs. Pull back a little bit if you need to. If you need to bring the knees inwards or even more, then just adjust. We're going to be here for a little while, so you want to be quite comfortable. So we go again, inhale, extend the arms out. And let's bring a little bit of arm movement into it. Flip the palms to face inwards. As we inhale, try and draw the arms back a little further. Find your edge. So some of us can maybe bring the arms all the way back. But if they're still reaching forward, that's completely fine. No, you can drop the arms and have a rest anytime you feel like you need to. But we're inhaling, extending the arms back, and exhale, arms come forward. Inhale, extending the arms back, and exhale, forward. If you're quite comfortable in your hips, you can bring a little bit more spinal movement into it, and we can take it a little bit further. So the belly button draws forward as the arms reach back, the chest lifts, it opens up. And as you exhale, you can slightly rock back on the hips and round through the back and hug the arms in. Inhale, arms extend out to the side. Exhale, just slightly rounding through the back as you hug the arms in. Keep going, we'll do 3 more rounds like this. And if you're hugging the arms in, just try and swap arms. So one arm comes over the top, then the other. Last round, opening up. Exhale. Drop the hands back down to the legs, have a moment's rest. Pause just to notice any new sensations. Pause to reconnect with your breath. Okay, from here we'll find our full external rotation. So if you've pulled back a little bit, maybe you can bring the knees out to the side a little bit more. And we're just going to bring our hands just above our knees. Straighten through the elbows and let the shoulders draw up from here, and we'll just start to lean forward. Flip the heels of the hands inwards slightly. So you feel as though as you fold forward, you can just gently press the knees back. So we're feeling an opening through our inner thighs, and we're just pushing to open up our hips. So if your legs are in a little closer, still the same thing, the heels of the hands are drawing in and you're just gently pressing them out to the side. It can be very, very subtle. Or if you're opening out a little bit wider, you can lean right forward and press the knees back. Maybe it feels good to rock from side to side slightly. And if that feels comfortable, and if you're feeling like really supported by your chair, feeling really comfortable in this position and your knees are a little bit wider, you might feel like you can draw the left shoulder down towards the floor, keeping the left elbow straight. You spiral the torso around to the right. Inhale, coming up. Right shoulder draws forward, right elbow stays straight. Left elbow bends as you bring the torso down to the left. Inhale, coming up, left arm straight. Press the left knee open as you bring the left shoulder down to the floor. And again, this can be as subtle or as deep as you like. It can just be a straightening and a press open and a slight lean, or you can fold all the way forward, bringing the torso to the inside of the leg that you're folding towards. We're either straightening and bending the elbows and folding all the way forward, or we're doing the same action with a just slight little lean. Or it's just a very, very slight push open. And then to the other side, a very slight push open. Or we're just staying still, just gently pushing both knees open. So just find a version that feels good for your body. And we'll just do a few more rounds. And then coming up to straight spine, walk the feet in a little closer so that you're pulling back from that edge. Pause for a moment. Find the connection between your breath. And then when you're ready, we'll open our eyes and we'll do a little bit more work into our hips. So some of us will come around to the front of our mat again. Our chair, doing chair yoga. But you might find that you feel comfortable keeping the knees in parallel but staying on the edge of that chair. So your choice. And what we're aiming to do, if your range will allow, and many of us won't do this, but what we're aiming and working towards is bringing our foot up to the chair and opening the knee out to the side. The alternative is to pile up a little bit of height underneath that right foot, and then we're just dropping that knee out to the side and rocking onto the outside blade of the foot. So when you do that, you will feel how maybe the chair will become a little bit of a barrier. So that's when, if you do the same thing on the corner of the chair as you roll onto the outside blade of the foot and drop that knee out to the side, then it'll be a little bit more comfortable. So dropping the knee out to the side, drawing it in. Dropping the knee out to the side and drawing it in. So either just moving through this sequence, dropping the knee out to the side, coming onto the outside blade of the foot, drawing it in, dropping it out, drawing it in, and just keep moving from side to side. Or the other option is to bring the foot all the way up to the chair if your range will allow. Breathing in, dropping the foot down, release. Bringing the other foot up to the chair, dropping it out to the side, holding it in, and exhale, releasing down to the chair, down to the floor. Inhale, lift, and exhale, place. Inhale, lift, and exhale, place. So now we'll linger a little longer as we open up. So rolling out to the side. Linger here for 3 breaths. And then rolling it in. Other side, 3 breaths. And then rolling it in. Let's all come around to the front of our mat now, and we'll do a seated cat-cow to release any tension through our lower back. So as we exhale, the hands slide forward over the knees, and we round through the back, chin comes to the chest. And as we inhale, the hands slide back, the belly button draws forward, and we lift through the heart. Shoulders draw back. Keep length in the back of the neck. Exhale, rounding through the back. Inhale, belly button draws forward, shoulders peel back. So we'll just come around to the side so you can see this from the side. Belly button draws forward, shoulders peel back. And exhale, we round through the back, chin to chest. Inhale, belly button draws forward. Exhale, rounding through the back. Inhale. And exhale. Keep going, we'll do 3 more rounds. Okay, so staying facing the front, I would like to do some moving, twisting now. So arms come out to the side, we twist around to our right. Coming back to the center, arms come up over the head, and we twist around to the left. Inhale to the center, we're coordinating with this with our breath. Exhale, we twist. Inhale, lengthen, arms come up through the center. And exhale, twist. Inhale, arms come up through the center. Exhale, arms come out to the side and we twist. Inhale to the center. Arms come out to the side and we twist. Inhale to the center, a couple more rounds in silence, just focusing on finding the connection between the movement and the deep breath. Arms windmill out to the side, down to the floor, and then one last time we'll slide the hands forward, around through the back, the chin comes to the chest. Moving a little bit slower, arms slide back, belly button draws forward, lift through the heart. Releasing through the spine. We'll come into our slightly deeper chair spinal twist from the side of our chair. So just bring all the blocks around to the side. And then we're twisting our belly towards the back of the chair. So you could come into a more gentle version where we're just lining up our forearm with the top of the back of the chair, and the left hand comes in front to catch the side of the chair. And then we're just using that as leverage to pull around into a twist, looking the head over the shoulder. Or if you feel comfortable, you can grab onto the back of the chair with both hands and then pull around into a twist. So take a version that feels comfortable for you. I'll just move my chair around so that you can see from the side. So either lining up with the top of the forearm with the back of the chair, the left hand catching on and pulling yourself around from there, or I'm grabbing onto the back of the chair with both hands and then pulling around. 3 more breaths from here. Breathing in, exhale, release. We'll come through that external rotation, open the left knee out to the side to come to the front of the chair. Bring the props with you, and then we'll do that same sequence where the arms are coming down through the center and the spine is lifting. So we go inhale, arms out to the side, over the head. As we bring the hands through the center, the spine lifts. We're drawing up through the crown of the head. Coordinate this with the breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, arms come down as the spine lengthens. 2 more rounds. And we externally rotate. Bring the left leg out to the side and then swivel the right leg in. We come into a spinal twist on the other side, so our belly's facing the chair. Our left forearm can rest on the top of the chair, the right hand can catch the side of the chair, and we pull ourselves around like this, or we can grab onto the back of the chair with both hands and then pull ourselves around. So find a version that works for you. And we'll breathe deeply here. Close your eyes. Every inhale you take, feel as though you're lengthening through your spine. Every exhale, just gently pull yourself around into the twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Keep listening to the little signals your body is giving you and know how far you should go. Hopefully you're really starting to learn the difference between just the stretching sensation, the feelings that you're just not used to and you're getting used to again, and the feelings that your body gives you when it's telling you that enough is enough. One last deep inhale. Exhale, slowly unravel. We open the knee out to the side, externally rotate to come back to the center. Okay. So just finding a comfortable seat again. And we'll close our eyes. Find that comfortable tall posture, maybe rocking from side to side till you feel the sit bones underneath you. And then coming to a still. It's been quite a fairly simple hip opening practice today where we've stayed in the chair. We've kept it that way so that we can continue to explore coordinating that deeper breath with the movement. As you settle back into your still seat, Start to scan through the body and notice how you're feeling. Notice any new sensations, physical or energetic. This time in relaxation after our practice is so incredibly important. It's like the moment where all of this information just sets in and settles in, and bringing awareness to those changes tends to make them a lot more effective. So keep scanning through the body and just noticing what feels new or different. And then bringing your awareness back to the breath, keeping the breath deep. We'll just practice a mental Nadi Shodhana alternate nostril breath. So without the use of our hands this time, we'll just visualize that pathway, just so that that information can set in, and hopefully we can remember that tool that we can take into the rest of our week. So starting at our left nostril, just visualizing a pathway of air entering through the left nostril. And as you breathe out, it exhales through the right nostril. Visualize the pathway of air back in through the right nostril and out through the left. In through the left and out through the right. In through the right and out through the left. So keep going, just keep visualizing that pathway of that alternate nostril breathing that we did at the start of the practice. But we're not using our hands this time, we're just visualizing that pathway of the breath, so that information sinks in. Remember, whatever nostril the air is coming out of, and it comes back in through that same nostril before it swaps over. So a couple more moments in through the left, out through the right, in through the right, and out through the left. Keep going, keep the depth. And then we'll just let that practice go and come back one last time to our deep belly breathing. Inhale, belly rises and expands like a balloon. Exhale, belly falls. Start to take in more details and sensations of the breath, things like the sense of coolness entering the nostrils as you inhale. Feel that coolness travel down into the lungs, and then notice how the air is warmer as it travels back up the throat, out of the nostrils and onto the upper lip. Cool air traveling in with the inhale. Warm air traveling back out with the exhale, hitting the upper lip. Notice what it feels like as the air travels past the nostril hairs. Take in all of the sensations of the breath while we do this belly breathing. And then gradually release any control over the breath and let it settle back into your natural everyday breath. Not needing to analyze it or anything like that, just knowing that this breath training that we're doing is going to naturally change this everyday breath so that it becomes a lot more deep. And so that your body's getting all the energy that it needs to function well. When you think about it, breath training, deepening the breath should be the foundation of any wellness plan. Because how can our body effectively process the food that we eat and what we drink if our body doesn't have the energy to do it properly? And then when you're ready, start to shift your internal focus outwards and sense the outside room and day. And you can just slowly blink your eyes open. Notice any changes. Notice if there's that little bit of extra clarity and sense of staying anchored in the present moment. So that's what the breath will do for you. So I hope you all enjoyed today's class. As I mentioned before, it was very simple so that we could focus on coordinating the movement with the breath. As we do that, it continues to train us to breathe more deeply in our day-to-day lives, which is just so incredibly important that we consider that as a part of our wellness program. Because like I said, when you think about, air, oxygen is the main thing we need before everything else, and then we need water, food, so on. The breath is something that's just so often taken for granted and overlooked. But when you think of how most of the functions in our body are fueled by the energy that comes with the breath and with oxygen, you realize how important that process is. So hopefully you can start to bring some of this deep breathing practice into the rest of your week. Really, really good for managing stress as well. Just simple belly breathing, or that yogic breathing that we were doing where we breathe chest, stomach, chest, stomach, or that alternate nostril breathing that I taught you today. They're also very good stress reduction techniques too. But very good for training your breath to become naturally more deep. So I hope you enjoy them. Let me know how you go. If you have any questions, please send me a message as always. But otherwise, I look forward to seeing you all next week. Bye.